look at Floyd. Like Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Like he's got a tap, just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like there's all these lawsuits. Like he hasn't been paying things and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement. And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that shit. Like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like 3 million. There's watches that are 3-5 million. That's crazy. So you buy a watch and a car, you're down 10. That's nuts.
It's kind of trapped in a regimen of fight, get the money, spend the money, fight. Fight, get the money, spend the money, fight. You know, there's no investments, no income from anywhere outside of him.
Joe Rogan and 50 Cent expose Floyd Mayweather's lavish lifestyle amid financial struggles.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he got to be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. He got to show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car.
Joe Rogan was also joined by Terrence Crawford, and the two raised serious questions about Floyd Mayweather's extravagant lifestyle. They suggested that even the enormous fortune Mayweather accumulated during his legendary boxing career could eventually come under pressure if the spending continues at such a massive level. Rogan has pointed to Mayweather's collection of million-dollar watches, luxury vehicles, multiple Bugattis, expensive properties, and constant displays of wealth as examples of how quickly a fortune can be consumed. The bigger question, according to this perspective, is how long Mayweather can realistically sustain a lifestyle built around such enormous expenses.
Found himself like draining all of his money. He was talking about it like that was the biggest detriment to him being able to save any money.
They trying to keep up.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny when I was listening to this conversation with Chad Ochocinco. He was talking about it. He was like,
his jewelry fake.
He was wearing fake jewelry.
But who would know?
What's that?
Who would know?
No one know. Exactly.
Cent has never held back when criticizing Floyd Mayweather, particularly when it comes to the boxer's lavish lifestyle and financial choices. What began as a friendship eventually turned into one of the most well-known celebrity feuds in boxing and entertainment, giving 50 Cent plenty of opportunities to challenge Floyd's public image of extreme wealth. The rapper has repeatedly mocked Mayweather's obsession with luxury cars, expensive watches, cash, and flashy possessions. From 50 Cent's perspective, constantly showing off expensive items does not necessarily prove that someone is financially secure. Their feud has produced countless insults over the years, with 50 often turning Mayweather's own money persona against him. Whether he is joking about Floyd's spending habits or questioning his business decisions, 50 Cent has consistently suggested that there may be more to Mayweather's financial situation than what fans see on social media.
Yeah. That's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight. All that money. And it's been 2 years. So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money is gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your local host in a nightclub, because you need that action, right?
Sir Cornelia has offered another perspective on Floyd Mayweather's decision to continue participating in boxing events after retirement. According to Cornelia, Mayweather's returns to the spotlight could potentially have more to do with generating another massive payday than simply competing for the love of boxing. Mayweather earned enormous sums throughout his professional career, but Cornelia has questioned whether Floyd's extravagant lifestyle and financial commitments have created a situation where the money-making machine needs to keep running. From this point of view, every major exhibition or boxing event could represent another opportunity to generate the kind of revenue necessary to support the lifestyle Mayweather has built.
Seem to add up. Many have speculated that Mayweather is coming out of retirement for a rematch with Pacquiao because he needs the money. Yes, this is why. Around August 2025, Floyd needed cash money, so he decided to start pawning his jewelry. Here's a text on August 25th, 2025 of Jonas sending Floyd an image of his watch and the word loan below. That represents that watch as being within the group that was being pawned. Here's the second image sent on that day. The top image is a collection of watches that were grouped together for a November loan and that many have been returned after the balance was paid down. Here's the next message of another collection of watches that were used for a loan. The image on the left is an exhibit Floyd included in the complaint. Within this list are 4 of the watches you see in the text message on the right that were included in the group of watches that were pawned. This indicates he continues to lie about not knowing that his watches were getting pawned for a loan to fund his lifestyle. What was told to me is that Floyd was running out of money. Now, obviously, his broke is a lot different than broke for me and you, but at this time he needed money, so he decided to pawn $13 million from his watch.
Mayweather has reportedly faced significant tax obligations and other financial pressures, while Cornelia has suggested that maintaining his lifestyle could cost millions of dollars every month. That makes Mayweather's continued involvement in high-profile boxing events particularly interesting. Floyd himself has repeatedly emphasized the enormous amount of money his events can generate, confidently claiming that nobody can produce a bigger gate or make more money from boxing events than he can. But from Cornelia's perspective, the bigger question isn't simply why Floyd wants to fight again. The question is whether the enormous lifestyle he created has made another major payday increasingly important.
Share with me is that his lifestyle is so expensive that he constantly needs to take out loans against all his assets, and it's fine when he's fighting and making money because he can pay the loans back, but it's kind of like musical chairs. Here's Floyd texting about having to give up all of his jewelry and watches and all of his women's bags. Further, he sent the text, "Don't forget about my ladies' Birkins, also that's a part of the $13 million." In December 2025, Floyd texted, "Please keep me updated on my jewelry and Birkins, thanks." Back in March, so around 7 months after he began pawning, he texted his pawn shop lender asking about the balance he owes so Jonah knows what the number is. Jonah, as Floyd's manager and the one who handles all the financial transactions, is the one who ensures that all the loans are paid off. The lender responds $1.85 million in checks, $10.8 million in jewelry, and $1.47 million in fees, and he mentions needing another $360,000 by Friday so the fees don't keep adding up. Floyd received the $13 million for pawning watches in his supposed $100 million watch collection. Jonah shared with me that people pay up to 3% per month, which is why the fees were so high. That loan was almost paid in full. If you reread Joel's message, it makes sense. Joel says, "I have recouped everything and hasn't had to sell any pieces. All that remains is another $360,000 so Floyd doesn't have to pay any more fees." In case you aren't following, Joel can sell the watches that were pawned if Floyd doesn't pay the $13 million back. But he didn't need to sell watches because he was paid back and made $1.5 million in fees. In the complaint, Floyd discusses pawning his $100 million jewelry collection with the words, "to be pledged or placed in the possession of Joel, a Miami jewelry dealer." The amount received was around $13 million. A substantial portion of the pledged jewelry remains in the possession of Joel and Modi, and no accounting has been provided to Mr. Mayweather, and then alleges that the consideration received was diverted by Rechnitz and not paid to Floyd.
And the financial controversy surrounding Mayweather doesn't stop there. Why Mixtape previously reported that Floyd Mayweather was allegedly facing another lawsuit over claims that he failed to pay around $105,000 for private jet services. That report came amid other financial claims involving alleged unpaid rent and a reported multimillion-dollar IRS debt. The outlet also referenced claims about Mayweather's overall financial situation, including allegations involving debt, foreclosures, and lawsuits. Questions have even surfaced online regarding the status of Floyd Mayweather Promotions, with some fans claiming the company's website had disappeared and speculating about whether financial problems could be affecting the promotion. However, these claims should be treated carefully, as online speculation does not necessarily establish the company's actual financial condition. Mayweather has also faced a lawsuit alleging that he owed more than $500,000 in unpaid rent for a luxury Manhattan residence. According to court documents dated January 8, 2026, the alleged unpaid rent covered a period between July and November 2025. The complaint, filed by Perpetual Love Investments LLC, claimed the outstanding balance totaled approximately $515,834. The lawsuit further alleged that Mayweather agreed to repay the amount but failed to meet a December 2, 2025 deadline. Reports said Mayweather had signed a lease for the property in late 2024, with the monthly rent reportedly reaching $100,000. According to Business Insider, the property's owners, Layla and David Sentner, had purchased 2 units in the building in 2016 before combining them into a much larger residence. Layla Sentner reportedly said Mayweather initially made his rental payments on time, but allegedly stopped paying in July 2025. She also claimed that when they discussed the missed payments later that year, Mayweather appeared surprised by how much rent was allegedly outstanding. The controversy reportedly became even more frustrating.
Deal with the taxes, because that seems to kill a lot of the fighters. Like, why do they keep getting caught up with taxes? They talk about Floyd getting caught up, Mike Tyson getting caught up.
Well, that's the financial literacy component that we always, that everyone kind of whispers about, right? Yeah, they whisper about, right? Is the outgo not matching the income. You know what I mean? I think that was one of the things that I spoke with Floyd about, being an example of blowing the dough for the kids to have that as, and then it's one of those marketing tactics, I believe, that you're going to spend the money, show that you can spend the money. Secretly, you're making a whole lot, but you're creating an image for kids to follow that's not necessarily conducive to financial literacy. Some of the shit, man, you know what I mean? When guys who put their life on the line, who then have to go home short while you give to women, right? In front of the guys, I didn't think that was necessarily cool. When your kids are doing things that they shouldn't do for money because you don't give them the money that you give to women for nothing. Now, I'm not looking at women and looking at him and saying what he should be doing. We were talking, because he was looking for me, and we were talking about the differences in the way my get down is and the differences of the way he get down.